It was supposed to be the perfect day, a day I had crafted from months of planning. Every spare dollar from late-night shifts and side gigs had gone into making this day unforgettable for Emily, my girlfriend. Emily had always been magnetic, a woman who drew people in effortlessly. Her charm was undeniable, but beneath her sweetness lay a sharp, calculating edge that few could see. She was the type of person who could get away with anything because she knew how to mask her intentions. Her closest confidant, Mia, was her foil, bold, fiery, and fiercely loyal. Emily and Mia had been inseparable since their college days, where they built a friendship forged in shared ambitions, wild nights, and a pact that they would always have each other's backs. But their bond was also built on rivalry, a silent competition over attention, success, and affection. The day was planned to perfection. A movie, then an elegant lunch at l'Orchidée, followed by designing matching sterling silver lock necklaces at a boutique jeweler, a symbol of our commitment. The night's finale would be dinner with my parents, where I'd introduce Emily to my family. It felt like the first page of a new chapter. But that chapter was torn apart by a phone call. Emily's voice, usually lively, was soft, strained. "Aaron, I can't make it today. My Aunt Margaret passed away. I need time with family." The disappointment was sharp, but I quickly pushed it down. "I understand," I said gently. "Family comes first." With the day unexpectedly free, I decided to catch the movie alone. Maybe it would help clear my head. But what I saw in that cinema shattered me. There was Emily, laughing, radiant, her arm draped around some guy, a tall, athletic man with a confident, easygoing charm. She wore a sleek mini dress and heels, looking every bit like someone on a romantic date, not a grieving niece. My stomach dropped. Unless Aunt Margaret's funeral was happening during the dark night, something was rotten. I approached calmly, suppressing the wildfire of anger inside me. "Hey, Emily," I greeted, my voice deceptively smooth. She turned, her eyes wide with panic, and for a fleeting second I saw fear. Her companion, smiling, extended his hand. "I'm Chris," he said warmly. "You are?" I shook his hand firmly. "Aaron." Just an old friend of Emily's. I caught the slight tremble in her lips. "Hey, Chris, you into FIFA? Let's exchange numbers. Maybe play sometime?" Chris's grin widened. "Absolutely. Love FIA." Without hesitation, we swapped numbers. Emily's eyes burned into me, her silence louder than any protest. That night, I didn't watch the movie. My heart was shattered, but my mind was calculating. The next day, Chris messaged me, and we started playing FIFA. He was easy to like, funny, sincere, and passionate about cars and fitness. As we gamed, he shared details about his girlfriend, Emily. They had been together for months. My jaw tightened, but I played it cool. Despite everything, I enjoyed his company. Over time, Chris became a regular at my place, even joining my family for dinners. My parents adored him, oblivious to the irony. Meanwhile, Emily unraveled. Knowing Chris and I were hanging out sent her into a spiral. She became paranoid, second-guessing every word Chris said, every moment he was out. But I hadn't told him, yet. The next move was the masterpiece. Enter Mia. Mia was Emily's closest friend, but also her greatest rival. Their friendship had always been a battlefield, fierce loyalty laced with envy and competition. Emily envied Mia's fiery charisma, her ability to captivate a room without effort. Mia, in turn, resented how Emily manipulated people effortlessly. Yet they remained tied together, a bond built on shared history and the chaos they had weathered side by side. I introduced Mia to Chris, carefully ensuring neither of them knew the full picture. Sparks flew immediately. Mia, with her sharp humor and passionate energy, drew Chris in like a moth to a flame. And Chris? He was captivated by her authenticity, the raw, unfiltered contrast to Emily's curated perfection. Emily sensed it immediately. She could see the shift, and her paranoia transformed into desperation. She clung to Chris harder, suffocating him with accusations and tears. Their relationship, once seemingly stable, crumbled under the weight of her guilt and his growing feelings for Mia. When the inevitable break came, it was swift. "You've changed," Chris told her, his voice steady but cold. "You're not who I thought you were." Emily's voice cracked. "Is this because of Aaron?" she demanded, wild-eyed. Chris frowned, genuinely confused. "Aaron? What does he have to do with this?" And that was the moment. The moment Emily realized she had destroyed herself. It wasn't about me. Chris wasn't leaving her out of revenge. He was leaving because he had found something real with Mia. And worse, Mia hadn't even known. The betrayal wasn't orchestrated. It was fate, pure and merciless. Years passed. Chris became more than a friend. He became my brother. He and Mia stayed together, and their relationship blossomed into something beautiful. They were a perfect balance, his warmth, her fire. Eventually, they announced their engagement, and I stood proudly by their side. And then, fate handed me the final act. One evening, Chris, Mia, my girlfriend, and I went out for dinner. The laughter flowed easily, the warmth of friendship filling the air. And then, like a crack of thunder, the air changed. Emily. She froze at the sight of us, Chris, Mia, and me together. Her eyes darted wildly, first to me, then to Chris, then to Mia, her best friend. The devastation in her face was a symphony of emotions: shock, rage, and bitter, bitter regret. The three people who had slipped from her grasp, sitting together, happy and whole without her. The look on her face? Absolutely priceless.